Mazda RX7 is a legend. Its unique twin-rotor engine and its beautiful design has captured the imagination of car enthusiasts and particularly JDM enthusiasts for years now. So today we are going to take it for a spin. Hi there, my name is Neil and welcome to my channel. Alright, so new week, a new track. The Silverstone racing circuit in England has three different formats. That's a Silverstone GP, a Silverstone National and a Silverstone International. So this week we are at the Silverstone National circuit and today we are driving the Mazda RX7 Spirit R. This is the third generation, the final generation, also known as the FD RX7. First we are going to have a 5-lap race with 7 of the exact same cars to try and find out what a fast competitive lap time in this car at this track looks like. Then we are going to go hot lapping, where we are going to do a solo session trying to chase down the lap times that we manage during the race. Then we are going to get to the breakdown, where we look at all the braking points, turn in, exit, technical stuff like that. For now, let's keep to the end of the race. Alright, so we are at the end of the race and just look at the times here. I managed 106.580, which is not a shabby time at all. If you look at the chart, that's actually the second fastest time. But look at that car that came in the first place. Wow, a 106.207. That car was on fire. In fact, it snatched away both the purple sectors. It's a pretty short track, so there are only 2 sectors here, and it set purple sectors in both of them. Even in the last lap it managed a 106.302, which is faster than my fastest time, which once again is faster than all the other cars in the race. Wow. Well, I don't know about 106.207, but that's our benchmark here. But if you look at the times, some cars, for example the car that came in 5th did manage a 107.204 in the last lap. And even the fastest laps, the slowest fastest lap here was slowest fastest lap, the slowest best lap time here was managed by the 4th car, which is a 106.983, which means we are looking at a time between a low 106 to a low 107. Fine, it is what it is. Let's go hot lapping. So before we begin, I'm going to show you my setup here, talking about which is going to be bare bones stock. This car doesn't have a traction control. As you can see here in electronics, the only option is ABS, and we are going to leave that on. Other than that, this car also has aero options, alignment, brake pressure, which is already at 100%. We're not going to touch any of those. The tires we're running are the semi-slicks. This car also has a street compound and a street 90s compound. Semi-slicks are the default settings, so we are going to use that because that's what the cars during the race were running, and the benchmark times we have were all set on these tires. So let's go driving. Right, starting our session here. The tires will need this lap to warm up before they can provide maximum grip, so let's talk about the car first. So the RX7 came out in 1978 model year. This is the 3rd generation, also known as the FD RX7, which came out in 1992 and was in production until 2002. This car featured the 13-beat twin-rotor, twin-turbocharged engine. This engine produced 276 horsepower. In the 90s, all the Japanese sports car manufacturers, so there was Nissan, there was Mazda, Toyota, Honda, everyone had a gentleman's agreement that they'll limit the power of all their sports cars to a maximum of 276 horsepower. This particular RX7 that we are driving is the Spirit R model, which was the final edition. It was a limited production RX7 of just 1500 units. This was the last production run before the RX7 went out of production in 2002. And if sound is anything to go by, this engine sounds really special. So rotary engines are Nothing like the piston engines we are familiar with. They work on a totally different principle. You can Google it up. They're also known as Wankel engines. And even though the displacement of this engine is 1.3 liters and it had twin rotors, the displacement of a Wankel engine and that of a piston engine are not comparable parameters. So Wankel engines had many advantages over their piston operated counterparts, mainly in terms of smoothness and the size of the engine and relatively high power delivery from a lower displacement. But it was not very commonly used, mainly due to complexity, reliability and fuel economy related issues. So Mazda was kind of the only company which sold commercial rotary engines, these engines for so long. Right, that's enough. Let's go look at the lap times now. Okay, so we have just had a session of 23 laps. It's such a tiny track, the laps rack up really fast. Okay, so if you look at the times now, with the exception of the first 5 or 6 laps, so most of which we spent talking about the car itself, most of the times are within the 106 and 107 range. In fact, with the exception of 3 or 4 times, most of the times are low 107 and below that, which is exactly what we were looking for. Now, if we take a look, we will find a couple faster sector times here and there. But overall, that's the fastest lap, and that's what we are going to analyze in our breakdown.
Starting off at the start-finish straight, going across the line to start the lap. Look out for that white and red patterned paint on the wall on the right side. As soon as that last patch of red hits your A-pillar, start braking for turn number 1, the cops. Blip your throttle during the downshift as this is a manual car and has a tendency to oversteer. Release the brakes gently and float the throttle as you apex. Accelerating towards turn 2, the maggots. For turn number 2, keep your car on the right side and steer left. Hit your brakes hard at the apex. Release brakes as you enter turn number 3, the beckets. Keep a tight line, look for a late apex and accelerate hard on the exit, falling on the main straight, also known as the club straight. Accelerating hard towards turn 4 now, the Brooklands. Look out for the marker on the right side pointing left, right over there. Just before that, start turning left as you hit your brakes hard. Be extremely gentle while you release the brakes as you downshift into second gear and give it a short burst of acceleration, staying in second gear until you reach corner number 5, the left field. Look out for where the light green colored tarmac patch meets the grass. As soon as that meeting point hits your A-pillar, give it a short dab of brakes. Keep a tight line around the field, be patient with your throttle and float the throttle as soon as you get a glimpse of the exit. Accelerate hard, flat out through turn 6, the wood court, as the twin rotor engine buzzes like a bee, propelling the car across the line in a 106 777.
So that's it for today. Let me know your thoughts down in the comment box below. Also, if you have any preference of cars that you want to see featured on this channel down the week or in the future, let me also know those in the comment box. While you're down there, hit your favorite buttons, the like, share, subscribe and the bell notification icon, and I'll see you in my next video. Until then, drive hard, drive safe, take care.